This is Descendents playing cards and it's on Kickstarter right now. Oh yeah, and I created this deck of playing cards. Now these are just the prototypes, so the actual thing will have neon green ink instead of this green. On the front of the tuck box you have this interlocking D's design, and the same goes for the back of the tuck box. On the one long edge you have a down arrow, and on the other long edge you have an up arrow. And it'll make more sense in a second on why I have an up arrow on a deck called Descendents playing cards. The top of the tuck box is an ambigram where it says Descendents if you're looking at it this way, and if you actually flip it upside down, it still says Descendents. And the bottom of the deck has some ad copy where it says produced by Elijah Myers, designed by artist Thorsten. It has my logo and it says V1 and some USPCC ad copy. Now again, this deck specifically for the prototypes was made through Make playing cards, but outside of that, this is all going to be the same. The large inner tuck flap says look up, and there's going to be nothing else on the inside of the tuck box. So let's take a look at the cards inside. Now of course, we're going to be starting with this beautiful back design. The goal was for it to look like it descends down into the center, and it absolutely did that. Honestly, Thorsten Schmidt killed this design. But don't forget, the neon green ink will be used instead of this green, which is the same green as the Nox Sport green, Zone green, and Slime Fontaines. The other thing that'll be different is the border will be thinner. And now onto your face cards. The placement on all these number cards is going to stay the same, but the pips and indices have all been redone. All of your red cards are now going to be in green, your clubs are going to look like this, and your hearts like this. All three aces have been enlarged so that you can see all the detail within the pips, plus it's really nice to separate them from all the rest of the number cards. The court cards are absolutely sick, where we took it and made it very, very black or green, but you definitely have some green or black in the opposite colors. Plus, you actually have them all looking up, which for the theme of this deck is no matter how far you descend, you can always look up. So because of that, we took that and even applied it to the court cards, and you have a little bit of the back design in each one. And in the middle of the King of Hearts, you actually have the Card Perfect Magician logo in the center. So I think that is just a lot of fun. Now here's your Joker, and you will have duplicate Jokers. Of course, NPC only lets you print 55 cards, so I only use one, but absolutely beautiful Jokers. And your first ad card has the motto for this deck: no matter how far you descend, you can always look up. And on the back of that card has an up arrow with Psalm 30 verse 3 on it. And that reads, "You, Lord, brought me up from the realm of the dead. You spared me from descending down into the pit." And honestly, I'd highly recommend checking out the whole chapter, but I'm only going to read that verse for you right now. And I put that on here because I wanted to be able to show that I'm a Christian through a deck of playing cards. The second ad card has my socials on one side. Now this is a really fun one because you can win free playing cards with this card. It's the back design but with all the color taken out, and at the bottom it says color and share your design with hashtag youdescend. The goal with this is for you guys to be able to actually color in on this playing card. Now when you make a post on Instagram and use hashtag youdescend, I'll be able to see all of them, and if we use your design, you get a free deck. And last but not least, the Ace of Spades, which you might have seen somewhere before. Maybe about right there. Now, although this fan does look good, it's actually going to have even thinner borders, which will make it look even better. And when I print through United States Playing Cards Company, it's going to be classic stock and crushed, so it's going to be a little bit thinner than a normal deck, which will make it super easy to handle and super snappy in your hands. And I'm just saying, this deck is going to look really good for just about every Cardistry move. But personally, my favorite is Pirouette. And if you've seen the trailer for this deck of playing cards, you already know all sorts of Cardistry moves look fantastic. But my favorites are anything like Pirouette and Hot Shot and Cyclone, because when this deck spins, it's absolutely trippy. And if you'd like to pick some up for yourself, please make sure to check out the description below to head over to the Kickstarter. And if you don't have the means to be able to financially support, even just sharing it somewhere on your social media would greatly increase the chances of this deck getting printed. And I would really, really appreciate it. You can also head over to the Kickstarter page right there. And make sure to subscribe to the channel because for the next 27 days, there's going to be tons of more Descendants playing cards content coming out. I'll catch you guys in the next one. This is CPM, signing off.